Death Slate. Oh, it's a small group.
Yeah, only 6 for this one.
Should set my tournament client to 3v3 this time instead.
Actually, that's a smart idea. Since I know it's going to be 6, I should do that here. I'm actually going to do that. That's a smart idea. I like your smart ideas.
What do you have as your client name size, by the way?
I believe I have it set to 60. Let me double check.
Because I've had troubles not being able to see things.
Yeah, it is set to 60. I had heard in the previous match you had issues seeing, what was it, Mega Among Us?
Yep, his name's way too big.
Listening to this song just makes me smile because I just love the way the map came out.
Yeah, so when are quals going to come up?
I'm sorry.
The map pool.
Oh, like the showcase, you mean?
Yeah.
So we have the three matches, the three remaining groups after
Well, I mean,
this
like,
one.
we're gonna have to download the map pool.
Yeah, well, I'll have it packaged up for you guys.
I do.
Yeah, no issue there.
Outpack is getting banned?
No, I don't think he's getting banned. I think something happened with his account. Or it could be just like a really big name change. Well, no, it can't be a name change because I went into the thread. I basically, when I do these images, these stream splashes, I look for the names and I just take the avatar. Well, when I went to Outpacked, their name just said the user cannot be found. So I was like, okay, well, maybe they had a name change. And I actually found their posts still in the thread as the same name. So I don't know what's going on there.
You might want to have spots 1, 3, 4, and 5 filled instead of 1, 2, 4, 6. So that they appear on the top and the inside.
Yeah, I like that better. All right, guys, we are at the top of the hour for group 25 here. So we are actually going to hit our 10-minute wait timer to hopefully see Guma. Outpacked showing up is actually probably not going to happen due to some conditions mentioned earlier. The account seems to not be existing anymore, but it doesn't seem to be a name change because his posts actually still exist in the tournament thread as that name. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But anyway, with all of that aside, those of you that are watching at this slightly odd hour, thank you guys for joining us, and welcome back to the Springtime Mania free-for-all qualifiers. As we said before, this is group 25, and after this, we are going to take a somewhat longer break. It'll probably be, I think it's 10 hours. No, longer than that, actually. That's a lie. No, actually, I think I'm right. Yeah, it's a 10-hour break, and we'll have our final 3 qualifying groups, and then the map pool showcase, and then finally the announcement of who's actually going to play in the round of 128. So we're getting very close now. Such a massive time differential, my goodness.
Man, if it's only these, we could have done a team size 2.
Yeah, we got the stream, or I've got the client showing now. I'm not about to make that switch again. But yeah, going to be a smaller group. I mean, 4 people showing up isn't the greatest thing, but it's also only a 6-person group, so... You have to fight a kangaroo to be Australian. Yes, let's just feed into the stereotypes. 5 minutes into the countdown, still only 4 out of 6 players. No change here.
Honestly, it's a better showing in percentage than any group that had 5 out of 8.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good way to look at it. Much more optimistic, to say the least. Down to under a minute in this countdown. Guma still has not shown up, so we're going to be getting this thing going very, very soon. And the countdown is about to end. We are hitting 10 after the hour, and it is looking like we are going to go with these 4 players here. Guma not showing up, and Outpack nowhere to be found. And off we go. As far as things go with these 4 players, I'm actually not too sure what the performances are going to be like overall. It's really hard to say. I have some slight familiarity with Grizzly Bear as a player, but I'm not too sure how well he's going to vote on these particular qualifiers. SV's cutting into Paradox's score after starting relatively strong at 98%. That super strong start has all but been obliterated. Darkslade just barely above 90% and struggling to keep it at that point. It's not going to be there too much longer.
So I just took a glance at each of these players' OSU profiles, and I think they'll all do fine on Power Supply and Pandora from the looks of it. However, I do worry for their performance on Summon Beast Battle.
Oh, that is not good.
Someone like Paradox Q might possibly pull out an S. However, other than that, I guess at least my guess is from like the 5 seconds that I look at their OSU profiles, like I don't know if these people have practiced a lot and can completely surprise us by wrecking Summon Beast Battle or something like that, but it's gonna be rough, I think.
Deathslade making it past the SVs with a 92%, probably going to end up with a 94 by song's end, assuming they clean it out.
We'll see, because the timing, like, even though the SVs are still done, it's not a constant beat that you can like just easily accuracy out. Like you have to actually think about what you're hitting and the kind of strange gaps in between everything.
Yeah, the rhythms in the synth are definitely not constant. It is very, very wonky to time.
Paradox Q actually pulling ahead of Deathslade in this end section. Looks like not a 94 though.
Maybe. No, it's going to be just short. It's going to be like 93.95. Yep.
ABA. Yeah. People in all of them in chat saying those SVs.
I regret nothing. All right, and off we go with Power Supply. You predicted some considerably better performances, and I agree with you. I think the performances are going to be a lot more respectable compared to Chloroplast, as Chloroplast seems to make everybody look a little bit weaker than they really are. Paradox, the best start here, actually getting through the long note transition into the next section. 99.90 at this point. Very, very good.
Looks like Deathslave's having a little bit of an accuracy issue. He's hitting a lot early right now.
Yeah, no breaks in combo either.
Everyone holding pretty strong S's right now, though. And here come the little bursts. It looks like everyone made it through unscathed. That's pretty nice.
Deathslade's hit air concentration is reasonably far to the left of the center there. And even as you watch the stream, when there's just constant slower streams, he's getting regular 300s all over the place. Renaissance and Grizzly Bear both doing respectably well, sitting in the 97 and 98% ranges there. Paradox at 99.70, actually blasting through those bursts there with no issue, and dropping a bit on the jacks. And Deathslade having some more trouble on the long notes. They're sitting at 94%. It's looking like they're going to either fight really hard for the S or just come short. Grizzly Bear also dropping a bit, 96.3, and not making any sort of recovery there. At the rate of the percentages dropping, he might actually lose the S.
That'll be a tough call. He has one more phrase to get through.
He's trying
Looks
to fight.
Looks like he'll keep it. He does keep it.
Not too bad. Paradox actually breaking 980k there.
Oh, wow. That's a full combo. No hundreds, no 50s, no misses. That's pretty good.
Generally clean, yeah. 99.44 accuracy. A little high on the 300 count, but the lowest of the group. Still a 3-to-1 ratio, so it's not completely terrible under any circumstances.
Definitely. And also Renaissance with the 900k score break as well, which is pretty good.
Travel to the outer rim, surrounded by a veil, to inhale the smoke with broken mirrors, choking on her vocals while the closer I approach her in a colder atmosphere. See the danger, how my life could be evaporated, radiation emitted in blinding light, strange positions.
They're poisoning me with praise. I do not like this. Get mad. Selling this aside, moving on to the third map here, Pandora.
Well, they just have to keep breathing. At least until there's no oxygen.
Why? Why do you do this? Why do you do these things?
Is there something wrong?
Just the puns, that's all. No, that's not even a pun, that's just... I don't know what to call it. Renaissance actually having some trouble with the timing on those short LN. They're falling below 99% rather quickly. And all double S's are already gone.
I guess those hold times are actually kind of tricky if you don't really know how to hit them. If you're going off of instinct alone, it's a little bit weird, I guess.
You know, the overall difficulty in the long nose just generally progresses harder and harder as the map goes on. Oh, Renaissance taking another really serious drop, almost a whole percent on that one little set of long notes.
Well, here comes that trill transition before everyone starts overheating.
Drops across the board.
Everyone drops.
Pandora still holding in the 99 area, and all players at the moment do have an S. But Grizzly Bear seems to be struggling a little bit.
Looks like they're holding on to pride, looking for a sign inside her eye.
Oh my... Stop!
A change is happening, the days and maps and rapturing, the place will shift, save me quick. Take me with the tremors forming halls, I know I won't escape it. So what are we to do with the quantum code within?
Deathslade taking a little bit of a hit on that little jump stream section as well.
Yeah, not very long, but definitely enough to do some damage with how heavily layered it is, even though it is brief.
Yeah, and Paradox holding the strong 99 right now. Deathslade really trying to hold on to that S right now. But it's just going to get a little bit rougher from here on out.
Yeah.
Grizzly Bear also continuing to drop down little by little.
Oh, Deathblade scored, getting whittled away. He's still trying to fight it off, but it's not coming easily. And Grizzly has tanked down about 2% in the last 30 seconds. Renaissance down to 97 and still dropping a little bit more. It could stand to lose a bit more in terms of percentage here with these little broken long notes. But actually fighting them off very, very well. Not too much damage there. Oh, and Deathslade and Grizzly both losing the S.
Oh, that whole drop at the end from Grizzly as well.
Solid ratios from Paradox and also Renaissance there. Paradox's score was relatively clean, only 2 100s and a couple of misses behind their 4 misses really.
Deathslade having actually somewhat comparable 50s and misses compared to like Grizzly Bear, but I think the accuracy really harms him in terms of how his overall score actually came out.
Yeah, 154 200s. That's definitely very inconsistent. The hit error bar also showed that it was being painted all the way from the far left to the far right and everything in between. If that accuracy were to tighten up just a little bit, it could stand to improve dramatically.
And here we go with some Summon Peace battle. Let's see what happens. I really don't know what will happen or how these players can handle this map.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for sure. And like I said before, you usually get a taste of how the players are going to do just off of the intro.
Renaissance with the first drop. Deathslade accuracy goes to poop, kind of.
Yeah, already below 90 and a couple more bursts to come. Just not
Everyone's
coming at all.
tanking down to like 96%, 97 and below.
Paradox showing some competency in speed. They're actually able to get pieces of the burst with small accuracy drops, but preventing drops in general.
Yeah, and most likely he's going to be able to recover after this. We'll have to see if they can actually handle the really short long notes. Really short long notes, okay. That's why they're better called holds. They ain't long notes.
Counterintuitive long notes, isn't it great?
It's not even like noodles anymore. It's just like
rice.
Pasta. Like bow tie pasta. Would you like some
too much
mozzarella sauce to go with that? Or whatever you call it? Tomato sauce.
Oh, jeez.
Alfredo?
Shush.
I don't think you eat rice with Alfredo. Anyways, going into this harder section. It looks like most of their HP bars are doing fine right now, so that is one good sign, I guess.
Yeah, it's like
Paradox
they're not gonna
still hovering over the S as well.
Ooh, percentage just tanked really hard on that burst. They're dropping almost a 0.5% in just a split second.
Yeah, but it looks like everyone's struggling to now hold the A as well. Renaissance HP bar is starting to worry. Actually, everyone except for Paradox is starting to worry. Deathslade is, oh god, is really struggling right now. Oh, Grizzly Bear, I think, just failed out.
Yeah, Grizzly has failed. Deathslade's life
He
bar
might
not
be able to recover. It looks like he's working really hard. He needs to fill that thing, or else it's counted as a fail, I believe, right?
Fail, but it's not going to hurt him for the purpose of qualifying. Oh, and that's it.
There's the fail. Deathslade manages to hold on. Nicely done.
Mind you, with a lower score than Grizzly Bear, who actually did fail there. Negative ratio by Deathslade, more regular 300s than Rainbows there, and also almost the same amount of 200s.
That's consistency with a big fat question mark at the end. Oh dear, Paradox with the 666 combo.
That's only slightly problematic, not
just a little bit.
Just a little.
It's not the biggest problem in the world.
All right, 5-minute break for these guys. They probably need it after their performances in Summon Beast Battle. A lot of them tried going hard,
saying his hands have absolutely nothing left.
Oh.
And yeah, that's what it looked like.
You give it your all.
So yeah, I think I was pretty okay with my predictions. I did pretty well on Power Supply and Pandora, except Beast Battle was that was a thing.
Yeah, definitely pushing to the limits there. Paradox doing relatively well on Power Supply and Power Supply and Pandora. Paradox, Power Supply, Pandora. No wonder I'm having trouble with all those P's there. But yeah, 980k on Power Supply, 947 on Pandora, a little bit of a hit there. Coming out with the best score on Summon Beast Battle, but only at 746, and I say only comparatively to some of the previous players. We've started seeing a bit of an upswing in overall scores on that map.
Definitely. I think the second try will help out a lot. Or at least if it doesn't. I mean, it's still a second try, which is something that I really like about this tournament structure, because a lot of the times it's really unforgiving. If you have like a really crap run, it's like, well, I guess I can just feel horrible about doing like the worst run of my entire life when it really, really mattered. But I feel like the second try is a lot less nervous, especially once you've had like all your scores in there. It's like, all right, I did my thing. And if your first performance was really bad, then it's like, I know I can't really do any worse, so let's go.
Yeah, and I think that's important too. Tournament settings are very stressful, and especially in a situation where the qualifying is also determining where you go in the bracket. Having a single run is not going to be entirely reflective of what you can do, and having that second run potentially gives you an opportunity to represent your ability a bit more accurately.
Definitely. I think it's also kind of like in your own mindset, and how you go into this like tournament setting yourself. Like if you decide to go in and just give it your all, regardless of like any plays that might come up inside the tournament or like during your rounds when you need to play, like that's pretty much what matters. If you go in feeling confident and you don't do that well, like you still know that you gave it your all in that moment, and even if it wasn't your best, it was your best at that given moment. Like you don't want to walk away with regrets at that point, I think.
Yeah, and another good thing too, going back to the previous point with having 2 opportunities too, and it potentially not being the most reflective. The other good thing too is if your first, like you mentioned, if your first attempt was better and you didn't need that second attempt and you didn't improve, well, you just came in playing at full potential anyway. You didn't improve, but if your first run was solid, I mean, barring something absolutely ridiculous, it just shows that you were there and ready to go.
Also, I have a question for you.
Go.
Are you an overrated map? Well, are you?
Yes.
Because you make me get big PP.
I did. Bye. Shoutouts to Jin Jin. And just like that, the break has concluded and they're going to go for their second attempts on these songs.
And maybe these SVs will be a little bit better for these players, because no one managed to break the S in that previous run. No one managed to FC either.
All right, here the SVs already coming so quick. Death Slade off to a noticeably better start than before, sitting at about 93% through the first half of the SVs.
Oh my, I didn't even notice Reina-san just... Oh dear.
Wow.
That's, I'm pretty sure Reina-san was like on par with Paradox Q at like some point earlier. I'm not really too sure what happened. Grizzly Bear also falling down to about where Reina-san is. But Deathslade definitely putting on a much better showing than his first attempt at this.
Yeah, at this pace, he could potentially snag the S as long as he keeps his nerves in check.
The thing is that in the previous run, he also seemed to have a lot of trouble timing this end section as well, which prevented him from getting the S. Because I'm pretty sure we went through this in the previous run when he was maybe around here, and we said potentially he can get this S if he can do this end section properly.
Even now having some problems, and this is a bit easier.
Yeah, and looks like Grizzly Bear he had some kind of problem, because in his previous run he did get... Oh wait, what the heck? In his previous run he got a 91%, but he got less score than Reina-san, who got an 88.9%.
Wow.
By over 100,000 points.
Ooh. Wow.
But yeah, actually, if you look at Grizzly Bear's like score comparison to Reina-san, who's about like 1% up, he's
And
still down about
60,000.
50k.
Yeah.
Which I think can be attributed to like some... It's basically all accuracy problems, because he's actually keeping combo.
Paradox
Deathslade full
actually
combo?
getting the S.
No, that's not a full combo. I don't think. Maybe. That,
If
actually,
it's not, it's very
that is a full
close.
combo. That's a full combo, I believe.
There you go. So Deathslade with the full combo and Paradox with the S.
That should be improvements for everyone. Yeah, that's notable improvements for everyone. That should be our second run to be proud of.
Renaissance not getting much of an improvement. They're actually dropping 15k, but everybody else making some good strides there. Death Slate up 44,000. Paradox up about 40,000. Yeah, 44,000. And Grusley taking a bit more of a minor improvement there at about 13k.
Yeah, Grossly actually had a negative ratio with 239 to 311, so there was some definite timing problems going into that, but I think it's just the wonky nature of the song.
And off with the more conventional pick, of course, Power Supply.
What are you talking about, pick? You stepped all of these. It's not like they can pick what songs they're playing.
No, yeah, okay. More conventional song. Yeah, you're being very, very mean today. But it's okay, you're taking advantage of me, like, because I'm just really incoherent at this point for some reason or another.
By the way, I think it would be a more standard chart, not song, really. I don't know.
Yeah, just a general, as a map, yeah.
We'll definitely see how people can improve, because Grizzly Bear seemed to definitely struggle a lot with LNs in his previous run. Ooh, and dropping a little bit on that little burst as well. It seemed like he was a little bit behind on the patterning. Looks like everyone else is keeping combo pretty well, though.
Renaissance, Paradox, and Grizzly Bear having respectable hit concentrations, but Death Slate is all over the place.
From what I saw, at least on that triplet section, he wasn't actually hitting the, I guess, the correct rhythm. I saw a bunch of random judgments popping up during that section.
You can't help but wonder if the triplets are just being hit as an evenly spaced blip as opposed to actually being separated. So as opposed
Maybe.
to 1/8 snap, just doing a constant 1/6 snap stream.
I mean, they're not too friendly, because if you think about it, it's a 3-2-1 roll twice.
Yeah, it's really
like,
really stressful on the left hand.
Yeah, so it's not like the most comfortable pattern out of everything that you could have probably picked.
Yeah, and the thing is 3-2-1, 3-2-1, then 4-2-1, 4-2-1. So yeah, your left hand gets a little bit gets abused a little bit there.
Looks like Grizzly is holding on a lot better than his previous runs, though. Previously, Paradox XQ ended with 99.44. Looks like he's a little bit behind on this run, though. Renaissance looked like
Massive improvement.
Notable improvement. Oh
yeah.
wow, that's a wow. Okay, 40k improvement. That's really good. Grizzly Bear with about 26k.
Yep.
Paradox did not improve, like we just said. Desolate also did not manage to improve that second run.
And again, really, really rough ratios from Death Slate. Not a little far from 1-to-1, but not too far. But 166 200s on top of it.
You know what you could say about all their grades? It was ass.
Ass.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, you wouldn't be.
Hey Jerry, you gonna answer that question that Tosh asked?
Must see. Hold on.
Please.
Jeez.
Anyway. as we'll pop right into Pandora as well. I think
I'll say that there's a 100% chance of that happening, and that there's also a 100% chance that I might be lying about that answer.
the correct answer is maybe.
42.
It's actually 5 out of 7. I think Grizzly Bear definitely stands to improve his score on this by a lot. Especially since he did manage to handle the long notes for the Anamanaguchi song very well in the second run compared to his first run. I think he might be a little bit more warmed up, especially also after being wrecked by Summon Beast Battle the first time.
Yeah, he had to definitely really put that effort in Summon Beast Battle, and as long as he kept himself a little bit busy during the break, maybe tapping it out or just keeping his hands moving a bit, he's probably a lot more capable of handling that. Because let's get something straight here too. When you're handling a lot of long notes, you're adding a lot of tension to your hands because you're keeping, one finger down or multiple fingers down at the end while you're doing other things. So that's a little bit of strain that you don't always take into account.
Grizzly Bear and Rena both nailing that trill transition.
Grizzly Bear's hit concentration is a little bit away from the center there. It's hitting slightly early, it seems like.
I really do think that it's the release timing that's getting him right now.
Yeah. Gunning for the speed up here. All 4 players still holding the S rank at the moment, but as we've seen, Deathslate having a little bit of trouble with the density of the transition into the next sections here.
And Grizzly Bear also dropping there. Ooh, Grizzly Bear is tanking right now. Those long notes with the streams on the side was a little bit much, it looks like. Oh dear.
And just like that, the S rank is all gone. Deathslate also losing the S rank. Renaissance at 96.7. Paradox trying to get the 99 back, but it's looking like it may not happen. Could be a little early to tell. Oh no. Please don't do it.
Oh no.
No.
No. Oh.
98.easy.
Indeed. Oh dear. It doesn't look like... Yeah, there were... Oh, actually, Paradox XU improves his previous score. By like...
16k.
15, 16? Yeah.
No one else, though.
Actually, that was a pretty good score. There was just one miss. Otherwise, only 33 200s, no 100s or 50s to speak of.
Jeez. It's been a very common occurrence. I definitely can look up the stats here since I've been taking all scores and not just
how many miss flags? Or
not even that. I'm more
200s?
interested in seeing how many players in each match capitalized on their second run. And I want to see which song had it happened least, because I'm almost 100% certain that Pandora has yielded the least amount of improvements between first play and second play.
Well, now we're gonna get into the last song for a little bit, right?
Yeah, this is going to be the last song for Group 25, and Group 25 is the only group here.
There's gonna be a long-ish break in between this and the next group.
10 hours.
Ooh, we have Renaissance and Paradox XQ comboing the first burst. Paradox looking very strong. Rena not accuracying it very well, I don't think. Wow, Paradox still holding a 98. He's probably gonna jump up to a 99 if he can hold it through these next...
Really good start despite that one break there.
Looks like he can easily bring that up to 99 in this next section. Grizzly is struggling a little bit. Rena probably can bring it back up to an S in this section. Deathslade just managing to bring it right above the A threshold.
Renaissance having some trouble with the release timing on the staccatos, holding a bit too long. Paradox also suffering a little bit, falling down to a mid 98. Managing to build it back up, but of course we're about to get blasted with the hardest part of the song in a moment here, so we're going to see how quickly these scores drop.
Yes, we did not see any S's on this either the first run through. However, on Chloroplast Skin, we did see Paradox XQ pull out the S. So, Paradox XQ actually was... Wow, I keep saying Paradox XQ for some reason. Anyways, he pulled out close to 94%. So, if he still feels warm enough, then I feel like he could probably pull out the 95 at least in this section.
Renaissance doing a decent job handling the density, going in and out from dropping and actually hitting stuff because of the bursts, but not doing too bad overall. Grizzly trying to fight to stay alive. Same with Deathslade. Deathslade's about to... That's it. Deathslade has emptied.
That looks like an empty HP bar.
Grizzly putting up a good fight. Paradox really holding solid here. Although his score's starting to drop a bit, his hands might be tiring out.
He needs to hold on. He can do this. Oh, 96? 96.
Fighting it good. There it is. 95.998. Very nice job on that S there.
Indeed, and Grizzly Bear making up for his previous fail as well with the 558k score.
Yeah,
that doesn't actually improve its previous
I was gonna
score.
say.
And Deathslade, who did fail, actually does improve his score. That was a fail.
Yeah, his first score was a pass at 477. His second score a fail at 482.
Barely made that A threshold as well. Impressive.
Yeah, good turnaround here. Summon Beast Battle showing up some good improvements there. But yeah, that is actually all she wrote. That is it for Group 25. And then we are actually going to be taking another break. This one rather large. At the moment, it is about to be 6 a.m. UTC. The next match begins Sunday at 4 p.m. UTC, where we will start with Group 14, and then we'll have Groups 13 and 12 immediately after that, and that will conclude the qualifiers, and we will have our showcase hype, because we're going to actually see some maps that are not qualifiers, and we can stop listening to these particular songs.
Indeed. I'm pretty sure every single person who's tuned in for the stream, especially for an extended period of time, might be a little bit sick of a couple songs.
Can't blame them. I can't blame them.
This joke has been beaten to the ground, but they're probably running out of oxygen. I don't doubt that. But yeah, that's all we've got, guys. So tune in 10 hours from now, where we'll begin with Group 14 and then have 13 and 12 right after that. See you guys later. Good night, or good morning, or good afternoon, or whatever time zone you are in.